You're listening to a chain letter. I know, what a bummer. You thought you were just going to pop on a podcast and go about your day, but unfortunately, no. If you don't email this to 15 of your witchiest aunties, then you will be cursed by some giant skeleton monster that is obviously going to bring forth terrible and awful travesty and annoying things into your life. So yeah, you're gonna have some travesty, but on the other hand, the skeleton really likes to inconvenience you. So this is a curse you don't want. You'll always hit a red light. The skeleton's honestly one of the most annoying. And don't tell the skeleton beast I said that. But this is a chain letter. So send it to your aunties, and once you're done with that, then we can get on to the podcast. Does anyone else? A special debate episode. The debate's about to start. And we're all on pins and needles. Especially Hunter. He's on heroin. Got it? Pins and needles? Man, that's a little topical political joke. They call me Politico. Politico habitation? That's not good. Here, I have a prediction. Biden's going to go, guys, come on. We're America. Come on. We can do whatever we want. Come on. Guys, come on. Don't say that. Come on. Hopefully he's wearing the aviators. And he's being puppeted by somebody with some sense, because whoever's cranging him better really be on their toes. This is going to be a shit show. But yeah, so my thoughts are, whoever Biden's krang really needs to be sharp, and Trump just needs to continue to be hilarious and try not to talk a lot. And they should both have gay sex. All right. I'm going to watch this debate, and I'll be back. I've got a lot of stuff to get to the bottom of for this episode. Some fun stuff, some mysteries, all sorts of stuff. So maybe even a guest later in the second half of the show. So we got some good stuff. I'm Patrick McLellan, and actually, I'm lying to you. I'm going to be cranging Biden tonight, and I did not prepare. So, ew. All right. I'll be back. That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger. I did not say a slur. I said his last name. All right, I'll be back. Jesus, I'm the worst. And we are back on Does Anyone Else podcast. That might be my least favorite voice I've ever done. I don't know what that was. It was kind of, I think for like a brief second, I was an insane clown. Obviously, I didn't have a posse, but I think for a brief second there, I became an insane clown. So shout out to the Juggalos, shout out to the Insane Clown Posse, shout out to the Sane Clowns, that's just the mimes. I actually no, that wouldn't be true, because I'd argue that the mimes are way more insane than the Juggalos. Just a fucking retarded guy and a painted geisha face that can't get out of his 3-foot box. It's like, dude, come on, man. All right, I'm not going to go start regurgitating old mime bits. But if you want to check out a really really entertaining podcast, real good for road trips, Mime Time. There's just hours of content. Just some of the best mimery ever put on an audio podcast. So just know that you're not listening to silence. You're listening to brilliance. And don't even dare to think otherwise. All right, enough goofing around. The debate. If one might call it that, you know what? I'm not doing politics. Here are my recaps. Whoever was cranging Joe Biden absolutely dropped the ball. I mean, he was just rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, mumbling. So much so that I almost had to turn it off. It was like, got that same feeling that I would get when Steve Carell was doing something, when Michael Scott was doing something embarrassing on The Office. Just, what's that called? Is it cringe? I'm not doing new terms. What is that called? Is that like secondhand embarrassment? Whenever you're feeling so uncomfortable that you feel gay. I don't know. But I was like, he had clear geezer dementia face going, where he was trying so hard to listen to what the question was, and to be fair, some of the moderators' questions were just meandering. I couldn't follow him half the time. But it was sad, and he just had dementia face. He was talking nonsense. I mean, shout out to him, honestly. The lose track of what you're saying and then just like kind of trail off like a ghost when you're done speaking is one of the tightest things you can do. He just became like a fucking apparition. EVPs. He was just like, he already was barely making any sense, and then it would just be like, you could only, it would only register in certain frequencies. So it was like, sorry, what was that? What was that last thing you said? Number one. All he kept. The only thing I know Joe Biden knows is that he can count to 2, and that he can do his. If need be, he can do his, we're America, come on, guys, come on. We can do anything. There's nothing we can't do, we're America. I would never say never in this country. There's no bounds that could ever stop this country, come on. But, no, Trump wiped the floor with them, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, basically, it was funny for a second, but yeah, they were just both lying as bad as they possibly could. Trump honestly is the gaslighting goat. Got to give him credit for he's just like, yeah, you know what? We're number one. We've always been number one. I'm the best that's ever lived. He's just Ricky Bobby. And then Joe Biden doesn't know up from down. So some of it he's lying. Because he's always lied for his entire career. Well, they're both liars, but yeah. So Biden's always lied, but now he doesn't. So sometimes he's lying because he's trying to lie, and other times he doesn't know what up from down. So I can't believe they rolled him out there. So, but yeah, that's my politics section. It was embarrassing. Not as funny as I thought it would be. Just like, well, your economy is the worst it ever was. Now the generals told me that you were the worst. Well, my generals, I can't do a Trump. He's like, hey, my general said that I was actually the best. So they just told me that right before I came on here. So my people actually just said that fact. So that's a fact. Actually, this is a fact. This is what they voted. You're the worst of all time. It's just like it's like, okay, you fucking retards. So, politics, legislating, Congress, voting, rock the vote, rock the Kasbah. yeah, I mean, I would say that things aren't great. And this is where I would enter a cool like jingle. Things aren't going great in the U.S. of A. And then there's big fireworks, and then Lee Greenwood's ghost comes up, and he's actually hanging out with the Grim Reaper, and the Grim Reaper's swinging his scythe and like along with the beat. Well, not along, yeah, just kind of like a waving of the scythe. So some people are holding up their phones with the light on it, waving back and forth, and the Grim Reaper's got his scythe going back and forth, and Lee Greenwood's like, I don't even know how that song goes. Cross the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston. That's what I call that's the RoboCop part of the song. From New York to L.A., well, there's pride in every American heart. Well, I would say there's really not. I mean, I for one, I think, that is an absolute banger, but I think patriotism is about as dumb as it gets. What did you say? Sorry. Well, it's time to stand and say that I'm proud. I mean, I can't believe this song was like a hit on the radio. Like, we're talking about being propagandized. We're all just, I remember, like, I guess that was around Desert Storm or one of the first Iraq wars, Gulf Wars, Desert Storm, Rocky Freedom Operation. I don't know. One of those. And literally, I was like, hey, Mom, get me that Lee Greenwood cassette tape or I'll cut you. I need that. I need to be banging that in my Walkman. Just walking around, wearing a flag cape, talking like fucking Hulk Hogan. Just wearing a Walkman, singing fucking patriotic tunes. It's like, yeah. And obviously, I don't know nobody knows one other Lee Greenwood song. I would prefer to have that song on maybe like a patriotic mixtape where I could get some Ray Charles, America the Beautiful, and some, actually the original Francis Scott Key, Star Spangled Banner, with the racist verse that's just like singing about slaves or something. Is that's true, right? There's like a whole other verse that they conveniently left out. It's just like, and and the slaves are in the fields, and it's like, we love slavery. It's something will never end. I gotta find that. That's not that bad, but I do need to find that. It's like, black people are less than whites, and nothing will ever change our mind about that. They will be our slaves forever as the flag waves in the sky. I'm actually singing Lee Greenwood song. Sorry, Francis Scott Key. I didn't mean to disrespect your racist ballad. But yeah, I gotta find the. I think I'm really making it a lot worse than it is. But what else is new? That's what this podcast is. All right. Racist star. Should I just see? It's just like racist. All the stuff that pops up, like racist Star Wars characters. Well, I can tell you off the top of the head, there's a C-3PO. Sure, it was a queer character, but definitely all right, here we go. God, there's all these think pieces on, is the Star Spangled Banner racist? Well, give me the verse. Stop. Francis Scott Key that to the chains that are around all the slaves. I'm sorry for saying that. I immediately regretted saying that. But I am going to sing this racist verse with all the patriotism I can muster. I have zero patriotism? Okay, well, there you go. No, I don't want to read this on the ChristianScienceMonitor.com. What the Historians disagree on whether the Star-Spangled Banner is racist. All I know is that article, in the first two sentences, I see San Francisco 49er quarterback Colin Kaepernick. So I know I got what I need from that. Okay, here we go. Francis Scott Key, what the Dylan of his time. All right. So Francis Scott Key obviously wrote that while he was hiding out, spying as all the real men battled the British in the War of 1812. I believe that was the Battle of Fort McHenry. Okay, so I don't get the whole verse, but here's the line. I'd like to get, can I get the melody as well? No refuge could save the, is it the hireling? Hireling? I'm going to say hireling. Oh, yeah. Obviously, I can't read. See, I am illiterate. I don't know if y'all picked up on that, but yeah, I can't read. So no refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. That's actually pretty sick. No, it's just saying nothing could, even the hireling and the slave can't hide from the terror. That's kind of like the original Monster Mash. No refuge from the hireling and the slave, the terror of flight, or the gloom of the grave. The Wolfman and Dracula and his son showed up, and the slave... Okay, so... Oh, Francis Scott Key had him. He was a slave-owning attorney and was terribly upset by the idea of freed blacks fighting against their former masters. And apparently was so gratified by their defeat that he inserted this line into his poem. So he sucked ass? Okay, this is just somebody's think piece, but yeah, this guy's attacking his bars. Oh, very convenient to rhyme grave from slave. Well, I mean, it is a poem, and he's trying to make shit rhyme, dude. And it's actually, I mean... Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to say this might be fake news. This guy's name is James Robbins. What is your middle name? Christopher? Or Baskin? Or Rockin'? I could do this all day. All right. A USA Today columnist and author of Erasing America for Prager University. Wonder what Erasing America is about. I think we can all guess. All right, so I got so political all of a sudden. So racist, political. But anyway, so yeah, something about the hireling slave, and the red, white, and blue Lady Liberty shook her fist at the slaves, and I don't know. But yeah, okay, so the bait was bad. This country's not doing so great. What else is going on? This is the Does Anyone Else podcast. Tell your friends that you are listening to a podcast that actually, I don't know if you should tell your friends. Well, if you have a bad or retarded friend, you can tell them. But yeah, be careful. But I would like you to spread the word, comment, like, subscribe, send more, do chain letters. I opened this episode with a chain letter. I'm still into them. Pretty fun thing to do. So maybe hit somebody on a chain letter. But yeah, get the word out that we're getting to the bottom of stuff. And I mean, I had a bunch of stuff planned, and then I get on and the red light comes on, and I'm just want to sing my dandies, sing my show tunes, or lost racist patriotic lyrics. I bet there's a bunch of lost racist verses from a ton of different songs. America the Beautiful's got a couple. When they're talking about, no, I'm not gonna speculate as to what those were. or am I? Shout out to the only good version, and that's the one, Ray Charles version, where he's just ad-libbing the entire time, and it makes, if you are a true patriot, you automatically start thinking about the Benny the Jet Rodriguez and the night game with the fireworks and the Sandlot. Still, when you really, obviously that's a beloved movie. I'm not going to be a contrarian about the movie rules, but if you start breaking stuff down, stuff really starts to get kind of fall apart. And God, if that giant long hat, that pisses, I think it's supposed to piss everybody off, but that bill on that hat upsets me so much that anyway, there's a night game, and apparently they used the light from the fireworks to be able to see, which is insane. So it's like, yeah, you're playing a one batter game. It's like, all right, we got to perfectly timing up with the grand finale, because thank God you had Benny the Jet Rodriguez knock the cover off the ball. Otherwise, could have had some injuries. People just getting absolutely clobbered with line drives. And it's got to be hard to hit as it is. It wasn't the pitcher black. How are you supposed to? It's like facing the predator. Just a ball shows up out of nowhere. So thank God you had fireworks. But yeah, and my apologies. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. He just had darker skin. It's harder to see that dude at night. There's nothing hateful about that. This is not a racist podcast. I love everybody. I love everybody enough to I can include them in my goofing. So, yeah, I might say something absolutely terrible, but I'm saying it because that's why it's funny, because it's a terrible thing to say, and would be crazy to believe or agree with some of the stuff, and that's why I'm saying it. So if you're listening to this podcast, if you're listening to this podcast, you already know what it is, Playboy. And you know that I'm just a sweet angel baby. I'm just a big snuggle bear. Why'd I say it like that? I'm a big snuggle bear. It's a weird accent. For being somebody who's terrible at doing impressions and voices, all I seem to do on this is voices nonstop. It's crazy. Well, that's just what it is. I guess I'll stop just rambling about, the stupid Sandlot. But yeah, the Ray Charles version, he's like, America, oh, God done set his grace on me and crown not good. Oh, in brotherhood. It's just like, Ray Charles, yeah, keep doing that. Awesome. Just throwing sweet ass fucking runs and ad libs on it. Oh, you heard what they said. We talking about America. America. Oh, God done set his grace on me and count on good. Oh, in brotherhood from sea. Oh, from sea to shining sea. All right. Apologize. And then he goes into the racist verse. And Ray Charles, he was reluctant to sing it, but it was actually racist against white people. And it's like, crackers and honky. Okay. White folks, please stop racially profiling us. Please be nice. Stop being racist, and cops stop shooting all our people. Damn, that's pretty patriotic. And then the white people are like, well, no, when's our turn? We got a verse. It's like, no, we're not. Everybody doesn't get a verse. And the white people are just like, pull up your pants. Turn that music down. They can't sing it like that. They're like, pull up your pants. Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that. To close out this episode, I've got a guest. One of my favorite comics, good buddy of mine, somebody who I've probably started and quit 5 to 10 different podcasts or shows with this guy. And we'll have to talk to him about it, but there's a bunch of episodes that some are probably extremely hilarious, of shows and episodes that we've recorded and done that just kind of fell to the wayside. But I'm excited to have him on. Radu Bondar, the Romanian. I need him a good nickname. The call him lettuce guy. He's Romanian. He's the lettuce guy. Pretty good nickname. But he's gonna call in after he's doing some stand-up comedy spots out in Los Angeles, California, and we're gonna clown around for a bit. But yeah, I love that dude. I think he's hilarious, and so you should check out his stuff. Let me see. I don't have anything pulled up, but I will say this: there's people that raw do, and there's people that raw don't. And I mean, which side of history do you want to be on? A side of history that's not listening to a podcast where racists are switching verses and singing bad things about each other? Okay, touche. My bad on that one. Yeah, I mean, actually, that's a pretty funny bit. I didn't really. I mean, this is all off the cuff. I mean, if I had time to flesh it out, I bet it could get much worse. But I mean, I think that's pretty funny off the cuff. I mean, sure, is it racist? But yeah, that's the whole point. It's not to... Anyway. Yeah, if I'm explaining to you why things are funny or why I'm not this, then if you're upset, then you weren't even listening to this because you would have already been furious. Okay, Radu Bondar is Radu Bondar on Instagram. RADUBONDAR. Stupid ass Romanian. Yeah, I was expecting those fucking backwards S's and sickles and weird fucking Russian letters, but no, he got regular letters. Let's see here. Yeah, obviously you can find him on Facebook for all the... Okay, shout out to... I guess he has a name where he can just be himself on all of platforms. So yeah, on TikTok, Radu Bondar. And on... Yeah, by name on YouTube. Let's go to his LinkedIn. Radu, sorry about this. But that's just what it is, doggy. All right, let's see here. So, okay, this is for Radu Bondar. He's a student at Houston Community College from Katy, Texas. Ooh, okay. Let me see what we got here. His education is Houston Community College from 2012 to 2013. Very extensive education. It's trying to get me to join to view the full profile, but I think I got the gist of it. That's some riveting stuff. And then I'm going to... I told him I'd play a clip or two of some of my favorite bits of his, just because why not? I mean, I'm here to... I've done enough hatred on the first part of this. I could hype up people who I think are very funny, and he is a very funny comic. So here's a couple of clips, and I'm not talking about Malice and Pusha T. I'm talking about online clips. So that was my little hip hop reference for all my rap people, for all my I was going to do something extremely racist, but I stopped myself. So how about that? All right. Well, I'm going to play a couple clips, and then we'll wrap it up with Radu. And this is Does Anyone Else? And come on. We're America. We can do anything. Come on. It's my terrible Joe Biden. All right. Arrivederci. That's Italian. Oh, Marone.
Ladies and gentlemen. My name is Radu. Sometimes when people hear that, they go, "Oh, Radu. Oh, does that mean anything?" I go, "Yeah. It means Kevin." And they get upset. I'm like, I wish it meant something. I wish it meant something awful. Because people can't object when that's just like your name, you know? They have to just like, thank you. They're like, Radu, what does that mean? I'm like, oh, it's child executioner. I'll just be like, I love that. Oh my God. It's so nice. I'm from Romania. Thank you. Not a clapping place. Does anyone know any facts about Romania that you can say around children? Like, there's stuff people know, but it's not. You can't say it. It's cold and dark. Like, did you have that genocide? We're like, yeah, we were the slowest at it. We weren't even good at genocide. We did kill our president, 1989, Christmas Day. Shot him and his wife. On like a brick wall, you know? He was a dictator, you know. We shot him and we taped it on TV. They were gonna shoot him on Christmas Eve, but they're like, everyone gets Christmas, come on. And they're like 70 years old. They're like, so that video plays on Christmas in Romania every year because it's the anniversary of when we got democracy. And it's like grainy, black and white. It's like boring to people now. They've seen it like 30, 40 years. It's like when like It's a Wonderful Life comes on around Christmas. You're like, this is fucking boring shit. I took my wife to Romania and didn't tell her about it. And we're just like at Christmas dinner and she's just like weeping all of a sudden. Oh my God! I'm like, shh, the food's not that fucked up. Come on, bitch. Like, I know they're savages, but act like a fucking person. And she's like, no, I just saw an old man get killed on TV. And his wife. And my grandparents are like, what? They turn around, they're like, oh, this fucking boring shit. This bitch is soft. You think this is bad? We loved this. This was great. You know how hard it was to kill this guy? He had the army and all the food.
All right, who here is from Texas? We have any native Texans in here? Any native Texans? Your next comment's from right here, Houston, Texas, man. Give it up for Houston, Texas. And give it up for Radu, Bondar.
Oh, hello. My name's Radu. I'm the closest thing to a white man on this show tonight. They got close. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm white. Because I'm from Romania. Thank you. It's a built-in laugh, but it doesn't matter. People can't tell sometimes. Like, sometimes they hear my full name. People will hear Radu Mihai Bondar. And they'll think, oh, if I see something, say something. But then they'll hear how selfish and condescending my voice is. And they're like, that guy's white, for sure. That's a Josh or a Marshall. Maybe a Tanner, but definitely not a Babu Schmackbar, whatever the fuck he was telling us earlier. That's a white guy. He'll call the police on your dog if it's too loud. I don't know for sure if I'm white. I don't know how I identify. Because my instincts are to talk to the manager when I'm upset at something. But I also burn all my own garbage outside. So, tomato, tomato. I just do like having a good immigrant perspective to America. Because America is so funny. And it's even funnier when you're like one step back from it. There was this... People were upset recently that they cast The Little Mermaid as a black lady. They changed the voice. And people were like, what? Mermaids are white! You know it, I know it. That's the rule. Forgetting there's already a Jamaican crab in that whole thing. You can be racist and not do your due diligence? What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't change the movie if you change... Most movies change one character's race. It doesn't affect it at all. You know what I mean? There's only a few movies where if you changed one character, it might be problematic. Like if you recast Schindler's List or something and kept everyone the same, but you made Hitler black. That could be weird, You cast like Idris Elba, now you have like a black fuckable Hitler. That's a huge problem for everyone involved. He is so fuckable, yeah. She said that next to her boyfriend or husband or whatever this is, loud, so I could hear, because he's that fuckable. Like Hitler, that's the one nice thing about Hitler. There's not a lot of nice things about Hitler, but he looks evil. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't look. You could show Hitler like a picture of him to a kid that doesn't know anything about Hitler. He'd be like, "Yikes! What the fuck is that?" Like, but if you showed him Idris Elba, he's like, "No, tell me more. Why'd he do it? What's the? What if he had a reason?" There's no movies that really it matters when you change. Like maybe 101 Dalmatians. Kept everyone the same. You made Cruella de Vil Asian, though. Because it takes like 4 dogs to make a coat. Why she want to kill 101 dogs? That's so much dog meat, is the subtext. Also, she wouldn't pronounce Cruella very well. Whatever, that's part of it. You laughed, so we're all racist together. It's not a big deal. Different perspectives give you, like, you just see the lane differently. I see America very differently than you guys. I'm from a third world country, but I also know that parts of America are third world, and you guys don't recognize it. Like Louisiana, it is so disrespectful to Puerto Rico that Louisiana is a state and they are not. Because Puerto Rico is trying, man. That whole fucking island got wiped out by a hurricane. 8 months later, everyone's got running water and internet. Louisiana's never had that once. Not since the Louisiana Purchase.
Guess who we're joined by? I already did a big intro, by the way. So all the listeners or watchers, viewers are on pins and needles, and they know who it is. It's Radu Bondar.
Hello.
Yeah, so I already did like the sweet hype you up. I'm sorry you don't get to feel that energy, but just know that I played I played a few minutes of modern artism. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stand-up. What did I call it? Mixtape. There we go.
Yeah, and I was thinking before I brought you on that we had to have had like 5 or 6 podcasts or shows that there are recorded episodes that some of them are actually funny and good out there that just nothing we ever did made it to the surface, but it was always pretty good stuff. It just fell by the wayside.
I think I still have 3 or 4 of them, and they will get stitched into whatever this is, or into whatever that thing is.
True.
But I like making stuff and then holding on to it. It's opposite of like the current culture of just like half making something and getting it out currently.
Yeah, that's kind of my whole thing. If I'm in a manic state or I have the energy, I just throw something out there, and then I'll watch back with God damn it, and then I got to either delete it or put it on private or just deal with the embarrassment. But yeah, so I can definitely respect that. But there was one thing we did, and we had the portable like a Zoom recorder, and it was election night or something, and we were driving around the town, and it was just unhinged, and I'm sure it was probably a bunch of unusable audio, but that one was very funny.
We went to the 24-hour voting center where
it was scary, wasn't it?
It was a little scary. It wasn't like, it wasn't not scary.
Yeah, but I had to wait in the car. Remember, that's what you didn't have to deal with the parking lot.
You already voted, I think.
I never vote. I probably lied to you.
And it was in the 24-hour voting stations in Houston were only in like the scariest ghettos. I remember telling my friend's mom, because she was like an election official or like volunteer or something. She was like, "You went to what? You went to?" I don't remember what the fuck it was called. Not Camden Gardens or something, but
that sounds like some place that wouldn't be very good.
It was really funny, and they shut it down. We only had it during 2020 or something like that, or maybe 2022. No, I think 2020.
So what you're saying is bring back COVID.
Bring back 24-hour voting, dude. The freaks come out at night.
But
I think the election is going to be heavily skewed by freaks.
Yeah, that's something that people are focusing on the black vote, but actually freaks are actually what's going to swing the election. That's true.
Losers, slime, degenerates, scum. Those guys, they can't get to the library before 6. It's a real problem. That's
true. They just need to go post up, get somebody. I don't know. Yeah, how they could change the voting restrictions. Just go to Philadelphia and just pop up and down Kensington and Allegheny, and just get some of the zombies out there. Get them, and you could just sway the vote. But if you just hand them gummy worms, I'm pretty sure you could bribe anybody into swaying which way you want. So it's just something to think about if you're into rigging elections. Joe Biden. I'm very political now. Did you watch? Did you? Well, actually, I'm not. I had trouble even commenting on some of the debate. I try to stay away from politics. But yeah, that was something, wasn't it?
Everyone feels bad. You got to be like a real ideologue to have something to feel good about from that debate. Everyone of every side is just like, damn, these guys are too old for this fight. This fight is bad.
Okay, Trump is still funny, so that he's very bad. So let me just get that out there. I mean,
still funny.
He's still hilarious, but I mean, yeah, that was just I have never thought I would watch a debate or something just with politics where I got the fucking Steve Carell, fucking Michael Scott, like secondhand embarrassment. I don't know. What's that called? Cringe? Is that what you kids are calling it these days?
That's what the children.
Skibbity. When you being savage, that's so hack to just pretend like I don't know what.
Texting you back?
Pretend like I don't know what the slang is. I'm like regularly using all of these words like an idiot. But yeah, I was just like, this isn't funny. Like Biden he would just short out and literally was just talking nonsense, which is funny for a second, and then you're like, ugh, he had dementia face, and just it was not funny whatsoever. And I was just, so shout out to politics. It rules.
We've known the entire section of like this election cycle, that it's going to be basically like a dead guy versus a crazy guy. That's your choices in these two. But to see it up front, you're right, it was jarring. And it was unsettling. And it made you miss Chris Christie in a way that you never had before.
Chris Christie's kind of the man. If he just didn't lie and shut down the beaches or the bridge or whatever, it was the bridge.
I feel bad for the bridge.
Because I like him. Every time he's on something or he's on a panel or he's talking, I'm like, he's genuinely affable. And he was just, I mean, he's a politician, so he can't be trusted. He's a snake and scum, obviously. But yeah, there's something that I've always liked about him. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's like Nixon. He was so far ahead, and he was so popular, but he still couldn't help himself. He still had to do some shitty shit to get caught up with.
Nixon was the man, and people, I feel like people don't. They just hear Watergate and move on. He was actually surprisingly a man of high principle. A bunch of Nixon's. He was the man. I don't know. He was all of his people loved him, and he was like crying on the day they left office, and he's I mean, I don't know. Yeah, obviously you're president. If you're the president and you want to be president, you have either done or will do some shady shit, and you can't be trusted from the jump street. But I think that wasn't as bad and terrible as the legacy says. I don't know.
Wait, he was about to carry 48 states. He was about to be like, win, no problem, and he's still like, do the criminal shit.
I mean, yeah, he just got set up by the same people that popped Kennedy. And the same people are going to kill me because this podcast is getting too loose. My voice will not be stopped. But yeah, no, it was just whatever the deep state, whatever that is. They 100% did that. So yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a flat earther. I'm gay. I'm a trans. What else?
You're making money these days. I get it. You're on the money train.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a rocket and see if I can die like that one guy that. Got it. He went out. He got a rocket. He was smart enough to build his own rocket. And you see this? This was a while back, but he built a rocket to go up and see the Earth's curvature, and it blew up when he got up there and he fell and died.
I like that.
But he was smart enough to build a rocket. Incredible feat in and of itself. But then being dumb enough to be a flat earther and that's so funny.
What's better, building your own rocket or stealing like a 737?
Oh, like the guy that was doing fucking loops, and that's the coolest guy of all time. I really wish he just negotiated a deal and didn't fly straight into a mountain, because he was the man. He was like, people aren't going to really like this. Yeah, he was just so casual, doing barrel rolls and flips. Oh man, I love that guy.
Just I mean, guys like him and Killdozer, I think they really unite Americans, because we all feel so alienated by this society, even the ones that are doing semi well, we're like, this is wrong, something's fucked up here. And then there's some people that have the courage to be like, I'm not gonna participate anymore. I'm just gonna really shock the shit out of everybody and steal a plane.
Yeah, and then crash into a mountain, didn't hurt anybody. Sure, that was a multi-million-dollar yeah, but just the way he was casually flying it, and just definitely had never. I guess he got good in Flight Simulator or something, because to just figure out how to barrel roll and do fucking loops in a 747 it's just so tight.
Beyond impressive.
He's like, yeah, they're not gonna. Some people that love me aren't really gonna like this. They're not gonna be too. He's just like so nonchalant about it. So yes, rest in peace to that guy. Hopefully his ghost is roaming happily on that whatever island he's trapped on.
I hope he's hanging out with who's that running back that was killed by the army?
That was killed. Oh, Pat Tillman.
Yeah.
But friendly fire is to be the biggest hero in America and be like the most propagandized asset for the military, to get killed by friendly fire it sucks for him, because he really was the man to do that. But I don't know. Sometimes when people are too much of heroes like that, they piss me off because I'm a coward. So I'm going to quit my multi-million-dollar job where I'm a pro bowler and I'm good at it, to join the military because to go whatever. I mean, I don't know. That pisses me off. I'm certainly not celebrating his death. Please don't. But I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I want to start a business that hands out stolen valor to people as they're dying.
Okay.
So it's like your last, experience is like a bunch of people saluting you and like all, the 21 gun salute and whatever and shit. And you're just like an old pedophile, you're just dying.
Yeah, you get to feel good right before you get hit with the DH, whatever that shit is, DMT. What is it?
I think it's the DMT.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the letters. Yeah, because I think that's what helps you feel good, or you get met by some sort of space serpent. I've got
It's like a natural chemical that shows you all your mistakes and gambling losses, right? One last time before you.
It's like, God, I got a bad beat. They hit a fucking half-court shot. God damn it! Just so pissed off going to the afterlife. Just God damn it! Hit all 7 legs of an 18 parlay and then just lose. That's pretty funny though. That'd be if God had a sense of humor, then that was what would happen. But that's yeah. You got to deal with apparently there's just jesters or like clowns that just mock you, which that would truly piss me off if I'm on drugs and a fucking clown or jester shows up and just laughs. I would legitimately try to fight it.
Right.
But I don't know.
I think I think anything happening as I'm dying would be welcome for me.
I just meant have you ever smoked it? Or I don't know,
One time,
or rectally. I don't know how you're supposed to. I guess smoked it.
I smoked it good one time.
Yeah.
I've smoked it a few times, and then just kind of like it basically just like it comes and goes like a quick mushroom trip. Let's say it brings on like a 10 to 15 minutes, like ooh, there's stuff going on. But if you smoke it right, if you take 2 or 3 big hits and you hold it in, it's hard to hold in. You got to coat your lungs with some fucking hash.
Yeah. See, I'm bad at that. I smoked it once too. But I didn't get it. I didn't get any break from reality. I just like couldn't talk for a few minutes, and then I was just like, I was like, just
like,
froze.
a bunch of fractals.
That's incredible. It's like so just out of what I think is possible that it just seems unbelievable. Just because you'll get tracers on mushrooms or whatever. You're like, whoa, that's so sick. Or the tree turns evil, which is something routinely happens to me. It's the trees turn ominous almost instantly. But yeah, the fractal things, like I want to experience that, but that sounds like something that I would probably freak out almost instantly.
It was a little freaky. You're not weirdly calm. I mean, some drugs do have that calming effect. This one has that stimulant effect, but you're afraid to move, so you don't move. You just kind of take it all in, and that relaxes you. Everything is moving in ways that make you think you're like, wow, everything's connected in these fraction ways, geometric ways I never thought of before. And I described this to Micah, and he goes, oh yeah, that's like the first layer.
Oh God, he's the man. Yeah, that's what you got to find is the episodes we did with him, where Grady's passed out drunk and not on the show, and Micah's yapping about God knows what. Those were incredible, some incredible stuff. He's the man.
I know. I have gold in the can.
You really do. That's yeah. Well, So how do you get DMT? Do they harvest it from like dead homeless people's bones? Like
That's a good question. That'd be funny. Actually, if that was the case, if dead homeless
these streets would be cleaned up. Yeah, there would be no shit. Yeah, there would be it wouldn't be Tent City if we were using them for anything.
Gavin Newsom would have a Mao Zedong level approval rating.
Yeah, he's probably just sitting there while he's watching Biden. He's like, well, I don't have to do anything. People are going to be crawling. I might even get tagged in on this election. I'm just going to post up and keep lying and going to French Laundry or whatever that restaurant was. And they're just like, yeah, I don't have to do anything. I'm going to pretend to be Obama. I'm going to post up. I'm going to actually add more homeless people. I think we should use them and just like maybe have them like go like fight like animals, like a pack of wolves versus a pack of homeless guys or something, and kind of like just go old gladiator, that kind of stuff. I think that's something that could heal this country if we just. I'm not advocating killing a lot of them, but just enough for like a weekend of events and just some bloodlust. I think that would really heal this country if we could just see a couple or some pedophiles or people we hate, just watch them bring back the gallows and just have us all get to watch.
I'm down with public elections. I also think we should have a publicly funded homeless sports league.
Yeah.
Where citizens are encouraged to want to like feed and clothe and strengthen these denizens. Okay. Because there's a competitive element. There's a civic pride on the line. And you can gamble on it, obviously. There's going to be lots of gambling.
Well, do it like English soccer set up with the multi-tiers and have neighborhoods have pride. What's like, well, okay, yeah, we got Jeffrey in the alley. We got our team. We're in the 3rd division. We're trying to get boosted up. And then, so yeah, if you have a rooted interest in your local, that's a good idea. I love this.
The Hungry Games.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's what I would call it.
The winning team eats, and you get the turkey legs a la Thanksgiving football game, or and the other one has to watch it, and then you get heroin and a meal if you win, and if you lose, I don't know. I guess you're still homeless, so that's something we kill them.
Absolutely, anything's on the table. I say anything from the Running Man to the Hungry Games is all. Everything in the dystopian killing people for game show universe.
God, that'd be so good.
It should be a multiverse package.
Or just the winner. Yeah, I mean honestly, it's terrible, but it would be can't miss television. And if you have just like the winner gets life-changing money, I mean, if you're really down on your luck and you're just like fuck it. I mean, it's a win-win. You get shot in the chest with an arrow. You're out of this miserable place and on to your next one. And if you win, you get your life changed and you get fame and you get to, I don't know, I guess go around and you get to go one round of talk shows that probably won't exist by the time that happens. You get to talk to the hologram, Jimmy Fallon's drunk hologram.
Right. Look, when I was in Alcoholics Anonymous, we'd have these retreats, right? Where we'd go into the woods and we'd hang out.
It's always the woods.
Yeah, the woods is where you go to do like semi-moral stuff, you know?
But also it's where you go to do drugs, have sex, and murder, depending on if you're in Appalachia. It's out, there's creatures and murders, so it's kind of like a place for everything if you think about it. But all right, sorry, go ahead.
Also, what are you drinking there? It looks delicious.
It's I saw TikTok for a guy who had a recipe for a tequila cherry limeade. So I DoorDashed the ingredients, and it actually is delicious. It's the color is a little homosexual, but it is delicious, and I'm outside.
It looks splendid.
And it would be good sans tequila. It's like a nice, refreshing. I've never had a cherry limeade. I don't go to Sonic or whatever, but this is delicious. So I do recommend it.
It goes remarkable with that view. I hate to be one. I become one of those people who appreciates the real aesthetics of it all, but with where you're sitting, what you got going on there, a little bit of the golden hour in the background, an incredible yard,
Hey,
and just a great drink that matches it all.
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, aesthetics are important. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
This story goes back to my AA days when I was in the AA times.
Okay, you're in the woods.
And we'd have these 3-day retreats. It's at the Frio River.
Okay, the Frio rules.
It was great. We did some sketch comedy stuff, but we often played flag football.
Hell yeah.
And because there was way more fellas and some women involved, one of the rules that I always found weird
is touch her tits, grab her tits, obviously.
that's where.
Well, that's a tale as old as time. But all right. Anyway.
No, you always had to have a lady. Every group had to have a lady on their team. You know.
Yeah, bringing it down, ruining third down when she's wide open in the flat and she can't catch a fucking easy screen pass. But go ahead, my bad.
Sure, yeah, but you had to either account for her or work her in. You know what I mean? You had to.
Yeah.
It made it so that everybody was invested. It was really interesting.
Yeah, I played co-ed softball one year, and it was a nightmare. So I do understand.
Sure. It makes things a little more challenging, but it's the only way to get everybody involved. And I think we need to do that with the homeless. We need to have a permanent 1 or 2 homeless city council members.
Okay, yeah.
And maybe get it as far as a homeless mayor in certain places.
That's incredible.
You know. Where
well, just a simultaneous mayor. It's like this is mayor blah 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 of the city, and this is the mayor of the hobos.
The leader of the
yeah. It's just a mummy dressed rat king. That's just like I'm gonna just talking about trash fires. Stop moving your trash cans. I don't know. Something.
All you need is a 3-week homeless unionizing effort where you really gotta hand out fentanyl and
you gotta pump that in there.
Yeah, you gotta buy some votes, but then you could local 69 or whatever you want to call it. You would be the leader of that shit, and you'd be. What's the Irishman movie? What's that guy's name?
Jimmy Hoffa.
You'd be the Jimmy Hoffa of the homeless. You'd be Jimmy Homeless.
Yeah, Jimmy Homeless. Like, yeah, I froze because all I could think about was that fucking 80-year-old Robert De Niro trying to look young even with the animatronics or something. One of the just kicking like an absolute hip replaced geriatric, and just he's supposed to be like 25 or something. A genuinely jarring visual, but otherwise pretty good movie. It was a little long. It was very long, but shout out to The Irishman.
Hey, also another one of the things that we predicted a long time ago: multiple Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's get to that because I wasn't gonna come to this without talking about Beetlejuice. We did I guess that was pandemic, huh? We did a one-off stream when I was just streaming a bunch and killing time, and it was legitimately. I'll watch it every 6 months, every year. So it's just
real funny.
Us riffing on fucking that whole episode's very funny, but we just riffing on the different eras of the Beetlejuices, and I mean I think about it all the time, and I'm just like, that's a new Beetlejuice. And I mean I literally think about it probably once a week, just different Beetlejuices. So yeah, you're right. But that's just a sequel, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I had the pleasure of going and watching the Broadway adaptation a couple years ago with my wife.
Amazing.
And that was fucking crazy. It was like actually insane. The guy brought a different level of horniness.
I was going to ask. I was like, was he horny? Because You know,
Yeah,
there's a
he
little
was
bit of a
like more
class
of a-
with Broadway, so I was wondering how horny was he, and like, does he sing about how horny he is?
He was certainly sing along horny, which dampens it, but he was more schlubby.
Okay,
You
see.
know?
That's cool. That's the aura of Beetlejuice is schlubby. I feel like.
Well, Michael Keaton, I think that's the original Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah, he's like the hottest man alive at that point.
I know. Yeah, he's really
Mr. Mom.
And we're lucky he's a good enough actor to understand. I mean, I'm sure he's a pervert.
Yeah, he
That was
played a
more,
weird
you know?
bird, the bird guy, the Birdman.
Yeah, exactly. But this other schlubby Beetlejuice really sold I'm still,
The desperation horniness.
Absolutely, because being horny when you're dead is so funny as a concept. I'll never let that go. And I know Beetlejuice was like a German demon from like the 1300s. I hope that's how they envisioned him. I hope the old German monks before Anglia was even fully colonized were like, death does not stop the horniness.
That's clearly why there were people. The society was so horny over there, and they're like, "We've got to put a stop to this. We got to come up with something." And they're looking over, and they're looking at Holland, I guess, at that point, and they got Black Peter for Christmas, and they're like, "Okay, we can't do that. That won't work." And the Germans got the fucking what's that goat thing, and we're just like, we gotta come up with something. And just what about a demon with a head that has pet worms or lives with crazy pet worms or something? I don't know. I don't really remember much other than that's the song, and then that just how it's not to simplify a very complex character, but he was just a horny guy. That's literally it.
Just really horny. It is funny to create a character and then be like, oh, that's right, he can be horny too. That's good. Toss that in. They could have made Spider-Man way hornier. They didn't. He's a erogenous.
Whoa! You didn't see Tobey Maguire upside down kissing in the rain, dude. That's about as horny as it gets. I fingered myself all night after that, watching that. Listening
That's
to
more romantic than anything.
And you had the fucking Chad Kroger, a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here away. I had that soundtrack on. I was having gay sex. It was the best.
The same way that Stalin's image is being revitalized, I also believe Nickelback is coming back in a strong way. There are people who will make a strong case in the future. I promise you.
They rule. They got the PR thing on that. That's something that pisses me off about. And society, obviously, it's just riddled with retarded people. So obviously, they're going to get things wrong every now and again. But they did that with fucking like Bieber, who plays like 5 instruments, is a legitimately talented musician, great voice, just a talented kid, but it's Bieber. This sucks. And Nickelback is not the worst band ever. I'm not driving around listening to it anymore, but that first CD, everybody had it. I hate fucking 311 and Sublime and the whole Vans Warped Tour. Fucking Hinder and fucking all those bands are way worse than Nickelback, but they're like leaning into it, which I think is incredible. They did like a podcast tour, and they're like laughing at it and they're having fun with it, which is the only thing you can do. But I think that's cool because I'd be pissed off if you're rich, but your art is not respected. I couldn't handle it. I would be bitter and I would be lashing out at every chance to be like. I'd be pissed. So and you can't. You have to just lean into it and have fun. And but you're right. I think that they're gonna. We'll look back and we'll be talking about them like we did the Stones.
Well, it's just there was a period where objectively they were like, whether it was a late night punchline, there was just something about it, and your eyes and ears would deceive you because they were on the radio consistently enough to say, oh, this must be the most popular band of all time. Yeah. And maybe they were.
They were.
But it also came with the most quagmire you'd ever seen. Like System of a Down, which was
Is that the wah? Is that the wah? Or is that Disturbed?
No.
Okay, that's
Disturbed.
Might be my favorite sound. Which I need to add that to my soundboard. I'll have to put a reminder to do that.
System of a Down, which was at a very similar time, like maybe not as big as Nickelback, but still hugely popular in that era, was kind of putting out a hardcore left-leaning, often socialist undertone in the Bush era political sphere. Nobody had any pushback, mostly because you couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying. So
Were they screaming a bunch, and everybody's like, just assuming? Yeah, we just assumed. Yeah, me and Laura just assumed they were talking about the devil. Usually, they're screaming about the devil.
But there's just something. If you pick up hate, you can't stop it. That's the interesting thing. You can only choose to like fuck off for a little bit.
Okay.
But it's really hard unless the opportunity comes to like save a baby or, you know, fuck over a more hated person or something. All you can do is step away or use that hate. You know, I think we were the first ones nowadays. Any influencer, if they picked up a Nickelback level hate, they're like, cha-ching, I'm rich. That's awesome.
Yeah, like the girl on TikTok that blatantly just said the N-word and got famous, even though everybody hated her, was instantly famous, and it's just like, God damn it, it's crazy how easy that is. That works every time. It works every time. Kanye still does it. Trump does it. I think that's. I'm pretty sure that's in the 40 laws of power or whatever. It's in there somewhere. We just basically, it really is like that thing that. There's no such thing as bad PR or bad publicity. I mean, it's really true. I mean,
It's gone, yeah.
But see, I need to be liked. I couldn't handle like just being. There's some people who are built to be villains, and that rules. I love a good heel that embraces it. I just couldn't do it.
The path nowadays is you got to be born of controversy. That's really what really helps. Or you can be so squeaky clean, you know, where it all kind of rubs off on you, and you can be a presenter for any sort of corporate message. That's a much more.
But those are usually the biggest freaks, and they're the ones that have bodies, and they have people chained to radiators, and they're having sex with goats and all that stuff. So they're usually the worst people. I mean, I don't know how many like build clean comics you've worked with, but they are almost undoubtedly always monsters.
They're certainly more high maintenance.
Yeah, it's just something. There's something to it. It's like if you're going to overtly present something in any way. If you're a bad boy, you're probably not. If you're just going out of your way to present one thing, I feel like you're projecting, and it's the opposite. But also, I'm very stupid, and my observations are usually very wrong. All right. Let's see. One more thing. I wanted to talk to you about. So I played the clips for everybody that they're very thankful. You haven't listened to this yet, but you're listening to this now. But if you're a time traveler, you've already seen this or listened to this episode. But your bit about the change in one character in the movie.
Thank you.
Very hilarious, and it just got me thinking that. It got me thinking that that's very funny. That what if? So I wanted to pitch you a couple of movies.
Please, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those bits that it could inspire people to go, well, what else could...
And see, well, you're listening to this, so you already saw that clip, so you know how funny your examples were. Perfect choices, all hilarious. I wish you would have done the accent on the Cruella de Vil, but I've kind of said fuck it, and I'm just I don't do very good impressions, but I'm just... If I need to do a voice, I'm doing it, and it's not out of hate. And I'm just, if somebody comes at me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm really not racist. I just thought that was funny. So I'm just letting them fly, and we'll just see what happens.
Sure.
And people,
you got to.
People are going to be none too pleased, but that's neither here nor there. So the first one that came to my mind was it's Training Day, but it's instead of Denzel, it's a retarded guy, and he's just like. I didn't know you like to get wet, dog. And then it's just his friend and the pool floaties, and he's dripping off. He just got off a slip and slide, and then he's like, "Donkey Kong's got nothing on me." Just train, and it's like as in people like train, so there's Training Day. So that was one. Donkey Kong's got nothing. Oh yeah, but I didn't know you'd like to get wet, dog. And just like the other retarded guy with the floaties on after a slip and slide, pretty funny. And then I got the Creed trilogy, but it's Scott Stapp, and he's just from the band, and he just gets crushed in every fight. Just Adrian Broner just beats the shit out of him in 2 punches, and it's just Scott Stapp, and he just gets killed. So that's pretty funny.
Right.
Wow. I don't know. You got any off the cuff that you can think of? I mean, it's really you can pretty much do it with any movie.
It's radio, but he is a 40-year-old Italian man.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm Marone.
It's the same movie. They still just treat him like a retarded guy.
I mean, that's actually the same thing. That movie, yeah. Radio, get out of the locker room. I can't believe he was allowed to be around. Stay after that. It's just.
Excuse my name is Radio.
Let me read you the definition of a statutory rape. Yeah, that's very good. Replacing the Italian Man one, kind of works on just about any of them.
Ooh, Harry Potter, but Snape is a black guy. Which already sounds like the only black name. And what's up, man? It's Snape.
Yo, holla at Snape. Yo, Snape, what up, cuz? Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh, man, I'll be mixing up the potions.
Yeah, he's just like, just got wrapped. He's just basically, he's just like Leon from Curb, but he's just he's just a.
He would be 10 times chiller than White. White Snape is a menace.
But didn't he end up being good or something?
It was so unclear to me.
I know. Yeah, I know his hair always was off-putting to me. It's like, can you get rid of the bob, Snape? Can you just?
It goes
it's like
back and forth all the time.
Just always lurking and popping up. It's like, God damn it! But I guess when he's evil, and
Black Snape would be so chill.
Or you could really stick it to fucking what's her name and make him Snape trans.
Ooh. Really upset. Oh, JK.
Yeah, you want to talk about she truly hates trans people, so that's pretty funny. I think that's I love when somebody, I mean, obviously people have forgotten that nuance and things can exist simultaneously. You can be a genius, you can be Bill Cosby, and you can rape, and you can do two things, and they both can exist. So it's funny that just to be beloved by all these nerds and a lot of trans people, and just to be betrayed, and just she's rich and has all the money in the world and just can't help but tweeting incessantly. It's very funny.
It is funny. It is funny that she has like non-gender specific initials, JK.
True.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of beloved sort of characters come with a seedy underwriting. You know, you might love Buzz Lightyear or the Santa Claus.
Well, Buzz Lightyear is a cop, though. I mean, I don't think
Don't look up Tim Allen's repertoire, what he thinks about soup, you know, in his stand-ups.
Tim, yeah, he's a nightmare. I met him a couple times, and he was I don't know if it was when he was, I guess it was way after the cocaine thing, but just a jerk.
People say that. When I get passed at the Comedy Store, I don't want them to write my name on the building. I just want to take his off.
You should. You could just ask it. Can you? That'd be pretty funny.
Just write mine in black over his name.
You should just. Well, don't worry about Pat. You're obviously going to get past there. You're a great comic, but just go there and you should just graffiti it. Really, just go in there. Just pretend like you're a street artist or you're from Skid Row, and just go in there and just spray paint all over it. Scratch out Andy Huggins. Just kidding. Yeah, no, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't really have any more good examples. It was basically the payoff was my training day.
Training day. Train today.
Train day or train. Yeah. So I don't know. It doesn't really. That's not important. I just wanted to say Donkey Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I had to think about you know how like racists and gay people are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Because if you're both of those groups, if you belong to them, you try to convince everybody else that they're also secretly part of your group.
True.
They're like, oh, just because you're not feeling it right now, but what if you're drunk?
That's actually pretty good. Yeah. That is usually when it comes out. Yeah, that's a good point.
They say prostitution might be the oldest profession, but I think racism is the oldest feeling.
It absolutely. I mean, that's funny, but it also is. I'm pretty sure that's factual.
It predates love.
It really did. It's like, and it's even funnier that it really comes down to just like how close to the sun or the equator people are, and it has nothing. Really has nothing to do with anything else other than that. So it's very funny that it's just like, oh, we're not what. It's like, yeah, if you grew up there, that's just, yeah. It's like, oh, and now we're still caught up on it.
Geo-locked.
Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do? What a mystery. But it's it's all about where you are and with the sun, and then and also if you have an extra bone and you won't pull up your pants and turn on the music. but mainly the melanin in the skin thing. It's mainly just that we're all the same. Are we the same? It's like, are we? I couldn't dunk a basketball in 7th grade. It's just like I was just somebody just full of hate. I did the whole 30 minutes I did before bringing you on. It was extremely racist. So I'm glad we only touched on it a little bit.
Yes. We smidged on it.
Yeah, I looked up the racist lyrics that was left off the Star Spangled Banner. And then, yeah, it's just like Francis Scott Key riffing on slaves. And then I was thinking, like, what if all of the patriotic songs of like the America the Beautiful all had racist verses? So pretty good stuff. So this is a good episode for you to be attached to. It should be really good for you.
Yeah. That's strong.
You're Radu Bondar on all socials, on YouTube.
On everything, yeah. I do.
I guess you have a name that's your Romanian name, so you're good to have it and not have to be something gay like the Radu #1. Just like me, I had to put Sir Pat McLellan on mine like a fucking faggot.
What other Pat McLellans are out there?
There's a jazz pianist. And there's
got to be a cooking guy.
And there's always a cooking guy. And then there's a dentist, but he has 2 C's in his name. But he's in Houston, and I'm none too pleased about it. Because girls on dating sites will be like, "Are you the dentist?" I'm like, "No, did I say I'm a dentist?"
Damn, he gets around like that. He's got that dentist dick out.
Yeah. And he's one of those people that he puts like stickers on fucking benches and shit. Like he's like, I guess he's a guerrilla marketer. But he's already getting. I was like, there's only this city's. It's plenty big enough for the both of us, and we have nothing crossing. But for whatever reason, I don't like it.
Well, thanks for having me on. And if anyone out here is listening and wants to see more stuff, check me out on the Roast Battle channel on their YouTube and stuff. I'm always doing weird things for them. Yeah.
We'll follow you everywhere, but your TikTok's especially good. Your clip game is elite, and everything you put up is interesting, and your clips are always funny. And I see so much nonsense bullshit, and even people I think are funny or comics I think are funny, they just aren't doing it right. But your content, for lack of, I hate that word, but you really.
I know, me too.
I guess that's what it is. But you do it right, and so definitely.
Thanks, man.
Follow you there.
It comes from a depressing place. I tell people we don't make art anymore; we make content now.
Well, you got to you just got to take pride in it and just be as racist as you can. Well, yeah, I'm adding these phone calls to some episodes. So, yes, anytime you want to pop on and do 20, 30 minutes and clown around, dude, we'll definitely do it again. Absolutely. It's a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you doing this.
We'll do a little more sports talk as the off season keeps expanding, and maybe some.
Yeah, because I haven't done a lot of sports talk, and I haven't. Since I stopped doing the baseball podcast. Now I don't really ever talk about it. So yeah, I'd definitely be down.
It's a dirty, dirty time, and you got a dirty mind, so it would be great to lock the two up.
Let's do it. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do a fantasy football preview or something, or
absolutely,
or world's gayest athletes, something funny.
Thanks for.
All right, bud, man. Have a good one. Thanks for doing it again.
Be safe.
All right, you too. Goodbye.